Hey guys, welcome to the Week 14 or the Wild Card Weekend wrap up. I talked with Nathan about doing this week's wrap up a couple weeks ago. He was pretty excited about it. Said he had some big ideas, and then kind of went dark, went MIA, and I was a little concerned. Wasn't quite sure if he was going to be able to or not. And then I wake up this morning to some weird anonymous file share that I almost didn't click on because I just thought spam or something, but something prompted me to, and so I did. I think you guys should see it. I think Nathan would want you to see it. I should warn our more sensitive viewers, however, that the following clip it does contain some disturbing images. So take a look.
Good morning, Blood, Sweat, and Beers. Quick recap of our first week of the playoffs. Well, went about as expected. We had not really any close game. Those that squeaked in were quickly rolled out by Sunday night. Games are basically over. This week, though, we have Oh Bother versus Read Option and Augustus Gloop versus Ghost Protocol. Looks to be a lot closer matchups between the teams that really deserve to be in the playoffs. On another note, looks like Keith is pursuing his lawsuit against ESPN for sabotaging his auto draft. We're not sure how it's going to go, but now that his season's over, he's free to do so. Wish everybody the best. We'll see how these games turn out.
John, Keith found out I wrote the code. He's after me. Why didn't you tell me he was so vindictive?
So I hope Nathan's okay. Hope everything works out. I guess more importantly, I hope he set his lineup before he disappeared. But I guess if he turns up in a river somewhere, we know where to look, or at least we know who to start asking questions. But anyway, looking ahead to this week's matchups, he touched on it a little bit, but maybe I could fill in a little detail. Interesting matchups so far. We have a greater than 50-50 shot at a new champion. 3 of the 4 teams have never won the championship, which is nice. And of course, one of our teams, Ghost Protocol, has won twice. So we'll all be rooting against him. We don't want to three-peat. Even those, I know John holds a special kinship with Aaron because of their both having the double wins there, the 2 championships. But I know John's competitive enough to not want Aaron to get the 3rd before him. So I believe we will all be rooting against GP. Sorry about that, Aaron. It should be noted, though, that Aaron's first championship came, he was a replacement league owner. The team that he inherited was auto-drafted, more or less, our live consensus pick auto draft style, similar to one of the teams that we had to do that with this past year because of a no-show. So that year, Aaron, the team, the original owner was a no-show on draft day, also very well aware of the draft day. So we picked a consensus auto draft style. The first few weeks of the season, that team owner never showed up. Never set his lineup. Don't remember exactly what the record was when Aaron stepped in partway through the season, won his first championship. So kind of interesting. We'll leave it at that. Anyway, speaking of Aaron and looking ahead to his matchup with Gloop, very close in the projections. It's kind of interesting. They split their earlier games this season. Both teams had some good games and some bad games. And so when Gloop had the good game, 150 plus points, Aaron only had 110. On the flip side, the next time around, Aaron almost had 150, 147, and Gloop barely managed 90. So we'll see what happens. The projections are very, very close, but we'll have to see if that plays out and if this will be one of those weeks that one of them seems to have a much larger advantage. Hopefully, hopefully Aaron, Ghost Protocol, wasn't real intent on setting his lineup, because that was kind of a rough week, a down week for sure. A lot of points left on the bench. So don't overthink it, Aaron. Don't overthink it. Back to our number 1 seed, and oh bother. Hopefully he's doing all right. He beat Read Option twice, both of their matchups in during the regular season. It seems like he did just enough to beat Billy both times. So beat him by just 2.5 points. They both scored 150, but Nathan scored just a few points more the first time they met. And the last time, neither one of them had a very good game, but Billy had a much worse game. That was the 67-99. So hopefully we don't get a stinker like that. It looks good. It looks close. I'm sure that Billy will slide in the Niners defense, and we'll have to see. I know personally, I'm just rooting for a new champion this year. I'd be happy with any of the 3 that haven't won yet. So it'll be fun. We'll look ahead. John and Joey, just keep slugging it out down there. We want to see you both black and blue. We'll see you guys later.